Whoa, gang, we got a real gross one this time. It's a yucky individual. Real stinky man. He ran a VrChat cult out of lack of better terms. Called themselves the Euphorians, I have no clue how to pronounce it. He would dress up in Wolfenstein-esque gear, if you catch my drift, and love bomb these cupcakes. One of said cupcakes reached out to me. A heap of evidence. They had been recording their interactions with him for a while, knowing that this man was definitely doing wrong. Thankfully, they are no longer in contact with him, able to convince them to completely block the individual, cut all ties, and report him in the appropriate manners. So, we'll just be going over some of the things they sent me, the interactions, the DMs, all that kind of stuff. For example, I'll throw up a clip of where they were actively love bombing them in the DMs. This is a direct quote from the victim that they sent me. Unfortunately, we don't have the screenshots directly from his DMs because he was extra careful. He would delete everything almost immediately after sending it out of, worry that he was going to get caught. Unfortunately for him, you can't delete video footage of you doing things in game. He would do everything from love bombing them like the previous example to actively cuddling these cupcakes in VR, getting closer and closer, wearing avatars that could rip their shirt off. Thankfully, I was able to sit down and have a full interview with said cupcake who was victimized by this man, where they went into detail about everything. That'll be towards the end. And I was also able to confront Stavros, the man, the individual of the hour, and he tried to deny everything. Tried to call it all AI deepfakes. Tried to say he's a good boy of sorts. But we all know better. So, this is probably one of the more wild clips out of the whole thing. He legitimately told a group of 3 cupcakes that he wanted them so dedicated that they'd even be willing to alt F4 their family, if that's what it took.
Everyone in my group are willing, I'm sorry to say this, but to their family and do anything it takes. I can be your coach, your mentor, your trainer, your confidant, as I've said, and nothing will stand in between us both. When you're with me, you're here to make real progress. I'm not here to make you do things, quite the opposite. I'm here to make you do the things you want. We are reserved. Think of us as a secret society that seeks to isolate those who wish not to be in the outside world, where almost everything bad is allowed, or a thing. With us, you can rest assured that you will be comfortable.
So, let's get into some of the audio clips where this individual quite literally showed inflation fetish art to a cupcake, then tried to laugh it off, which is pretty gross.
You're completely at liberty in everything you do. Want to drink a bottle of wine? That's fine. Want to eat a hamburger and talk to Hasne Miku? I don't know. What the
Ew! Ew! Ew, what is that? What was it? Ugh. What was that?
What did you see?
I saw a freaking girl in like a Santa, like Christmas outfit, and like her tits were growing over the table. and she looked robot. Ew. Oh nah, she had a little too much. She had a little too much to eat. I don't think she had normal plastic surgery. I don't know why her butt was growing like 50 times bigger within the span of 2 seconds.
You're lucky to have a member if they listen to you, you know? I'm like the good dictator. And it's kind of the title I've taken kindly to. You see? Dictator because, well, not just because I have absolute power over most people I meet, but because I like to speak. I like to do speeches. I like to motivate. I like to be moving. And I think that goodness doesn't speak loud enough. So I'm that voice.
You just told on yourself.
People who can't express themselves as well as I can, who can't let this pain out of them, or people who can't relate to others.
He just told on himself.
You're sensitive just like I was when I was little, without judgment. Now I find myself with a heart of iron and a dagger in my chest for people to see. Now here I am, finding myself, making people's dreams come true and forging better futures for all. My group has been striving in all excellency. We've been sheltering people from this hate-rid world, this hostile, rage-fueled world. When you feel like you're surrounded by feisty individuals, the best place to come to is VrChat. We'll sort them out.
This guy's so weird.
And we'll keep you safe. The reason that I don't necessarily reveal much about myself is because I want to remain a mystery. And the more of a mystery I'll remain, the more I can protect you. Top notch. I can tell you're excited without judgment.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Can't wait. Oh my god. I can't wait any longer though. Like, I want to see you so bad. But I'm not having absolutely terrible nightmares. I do sometimes get dreams or daydreams about us hanging out, whether if it's just us or whether if it's everybody in the group. But like, just very eager to see you. Because, I don't know. I want to feel more connected with people that are like you. So I don't feel as alone. Or as, I guess, unheard. And it'll be good to get that support.
You have my biggest thanks.
Also,
There was someone who was like you. A few years ago. I apologize, your turn.
oh no, yeah, I'll let you continue a second. And also, okay, so I only let people make physical contact with me that I trust, because that's just kind of like my ADHD thing for me. But like, I would trust you to give me hugs, because knowing, like, kind of like how you're built and how you are, I know that you would give the best freaking hugs ever. Ugh. I love hugs. They're awesome. Why am I drifting?
I love hugs too. You know, it depends if you're light. I could just grab you in my arms and lift you in the air.
I
Press
am.
you against my chest.
I'm
I'm just a goofy little people pleaser who likes to take things heavier than they're supposed to be. There's no end to come, no end to wait. Just good times. Some things I wanted to do with you. I wanted to ride on an ATV in the woods with you. We would stop and eat lunch. And I would let you drive on some occasions as well. We'd watch the animals. We could go fishing if you want to. And we'll do a campfire. I'll bring you back home with your Euphorians, the army around the campfire, singing songs with some snacks and some treats, watching movies in a cabin. It's gonna be very, very charming.
Yikes, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. What a gross guy. And now we'll get into the interview with the victim themselves. They'll be able to tell you directly how this affected their life, how this man had a negative impact on their ability to function, and why, at the end of the day, I'm glad I was able to convince them to cut all ties with this individual, report him to the proper channels, and, remove him from their life. Because nobody deserves to go through the mental anguish that this individual had to deal with due to the fact that this guy was manipulating them, trying to convince them that he knew better than them, and that he should be their be all, do all kind of commander. Genuinely makes me sick that people like this exist on this game. I hope that he sees some type of real world consequence for these kind of actions. This is absolutely abhorrent. This man should not be allowed to walk the streets.
Not only did I genuinely, and even sometimes now, like, I try to convince myself that I still feel fine and that I'm healing, but no, like, I still genuinely, this dude bothers me because
Oh,
I
no wonder, Shannon.
genuinely,
Others.
yeah, no,
So,
like, I genuinely felt unsafe, even if this guy didn't know my location or didn't know what I looked like. It was like the power trip, and then like that, he was like, "Oh my gosh, if I saw you in person, I would want to cuddle you and be in bed with." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh my god.
Brody,
How old
Yeah.
was that guy?
huh?"
How old was that guy? Do you know?
26.
Oh,
Mind you, when I first met him, he knew I was, because I'm like, if you like, it doesn't make sense for you to out of nowhere delete all of your text messages with me. Like literally, I'm in my DMs right now with him,
yeah, that
and
makes
it's
it
like,
even worse looking, honestly.
yeah, and like, Brody, you can't convince your group that I'm a bad person because there's no incriminating data in our DM. Well, like, I would say like,
There's a lot of incriminating data about this guy, though.
yeah, no, and I'm friends with some of the people in there, or I made friends at least with some of the people in there. So that would be stupid. And mind you, okay, you want to know what's funny? Whenever we were gonna like basically be in bed in VR, he wouldn't, if he was going to ask me that and he was with other members in the world, he would not say it like um
Oh my god.
overtly. It was always like a we'll be back, or we have to go because we need to talk about personal matters.
Yeah, that makes it even more suspicious. He knows what he's doing is wrong.
And I think he had this weird technique where I think he tried to make it seem like my fault. So like, because how it first started is that I was like, I think I was like panicking, and none of my
Like,
friends were online. So I was like, oh hey, um, I don't feel well. I cannot fall asleep. Is it okay if we just like talk until like I doze off or something? That's fine.
that's creepy.
Yeah, I was like, it's okay if we just like talk on VR until like I fall asleep, or until like I feel comfortable enough to like get off and then fall asleep, you know? That's simple.
I'm back.
And he was like, yeah, okay. And we went to our comforting world. And like he kind of just like, Brody started playing music and sat next to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think during that time he was dropping a lot of questions. Like he's like, what's your sexuality? What's this other, and then he asked me
Yeah,
how
that's
old I
a
was
huge red
again.
flag.
Yeah, he asked me how old I was again. And I was like, he's like, okay. And what he would do is he would he would do something, or before he does something, he's like, oh, this is like, I'm sorry, I feel so weird. I probably shouldn't be doing this right now, or whatever. And I'm like, no, no, it's fine. It's okay. You're a good guy. Don't worry. I believe you, you know. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, okay then. And he proceeds to go further. And I think every single day that we progressively did that, he got closer and closer and closer until like we're like slightly overlapping.
This dude gives me the
Um,
heebie-jeebies.
yeah, no, literally. Before like I had more contact with you to get more help, um, when I introduced him to two of my friends and they were recording him, this man tried to set because they knew that because he knew that they were all because I was like, oh yeah, we're all because I kind of made that apparent. He immediately tried to get me to get isolated from those two multiple times.
Why?
I don't know. Like literally, um, he was like, "Oh, you look tired. You seem tired. You should probably get off or whatever." I was like, "No, I want to stay with my friends." Um,
Yeah, it's definitely concerning what he was gonna try to attempt with your friends then.
yeah,
I
and I was like,
remember in the
"No, I
recording
stayed."
he kept trying to convince you to get off.
Yeah, yeah, in the YouTube world.
Also, another huge red flag was the fact that bro was literally playing music in the background. Like, what's
Yeah,
up
Yeah,
with
that was
that?
kind of wild.
yeah, and in that drawing that I made of him, mind you, he wanted me to draw him a specific way. He gave me and I still have it, but he gave me a very specific description of how I want it to be drawn. Um, and I didn't include it in the drawing, but he wanted the Iron Cross, but as like a necklace medallion thing.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro is a hardcore stan. I know
Mm-hmm.
he claims to want to
that
get
was
rid of
fucking.
racism and all that, but bro
Didn't you
is
said
a
he was a
little
neo
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the vibes are definitely neo-Nazi, but he isn't spitting out neo-Nazi rhetoric.
he's in America, but he's from Germany. I don't want to sound racist, but like
He's definitely missing the
Go
old
back to
days.
your. I'm kidding.
he wanted to buy me a
My what?
specific quote unquote uniform or tunic, right? And I was like,
Wait, hold on.
okay. And I was like, Brody, I can buy it myself, it's fine. And he's like, no. What he wants to do in his group is that he wants to have basically everybody's money, so then everybody gets, I think, like an equal amount of pay, like everyone, and then he would spend that equal amount of pay. He would be allowed to spend everybody's money on quote unquote necessary things.
So
I
he
feel like
took
I've heard
the
that somewhere
National
before.
Socialist part literally seriously.
And
That is concerning.
what's confusing is that he's like, we'll get rid of neo racists and all this other crap. But then
What?
literally in the same sentence, in the same freaking sentence, he's like, we don't judge anyone in this group. If you want to wear a swastika on your forehead, that's fine.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane.
Brody, he and what I found to be interesting is that when he was talking to my friends, when he was talking to my friends, he said that when people promise like devotion, he would like he
Oh,
has enough power to convince somebody to kill another or murder their
what?
family.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that in the clip as well.
basically he'll give us uniforms in VR, and they're just chosen avatars that work with whatever quote unquote job we have. And I was the first avatar he picked for me was just like an anime girl in like a suit. I was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable wearing that. Like, I'm gender fluid, but I don't
He
feel like wearing it.
has a weird obsession with feminizing you, from what I've
Yeah,
noticed.
literally, no, full on. Literally, whenever notice how I don't know if I've had recordings of it, but like, um, when I act more if my voice is higher pitch, and if I'm in a more smaller presenting avatar, then this dude tweaks the hell out. And oh God, I hate that I didn't record him saying in voice chat. But like, no, he was literally like, oh, if an adult is attracted to him, as long as they don't do anything physical, it's okay.
That is
Yeah, no, that's a red
that,
No,
flag.
no, that is wild. What?
No, it is. And then when I said that I couldn't hear him, and if he could say that
Yeah,
again
yeah,
because
you told me about that too, didn't
yeah,
you?
he was like, oh, I asked you what's your favorite video game. No, you didn't. That feeling of knowing that this is happening to other people pissed me
I
off so
mean,
much.
this is
Oh
why
no,
we're
same.
doing this, to
It's
help other
terrifying.
people.
And it's like it's scary. Like I want to get over it because it's like he's literally running like practically a neo group,
It's a
and
cult.
yeah, a cult.
Yeah.
I just freaking remembered that. Like I think the first time I met him, he was like, okay, not only love bombed me out of nowhere, but also like it was me, him, and then one of his members, and we were sharing art and like DMing art to each other that we made. And everything was fine. my art looked normal. The other person's art looked normal.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
The first image of his art that he sent me was porn that
Can
he
I
made,
order?
and Brody, I remember Brody was like, I'm sorry for sending you this, but and then he sent it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
That
no,
is
that's
wild.
cursed.
And yeah, it's icky, bro. I was using that as like a first tag, so it's not.
So
First
how
of
many
all,
people do you think this man directly has underneath him that are
okay, I'm not sure of the general age range, so it could be most of the group. It could be like practically none. He has said himself that there's at least 40 something people in this group.
Do you find it weird that he's specifically targeting you out for affection? Do you feel like he's targeting any of the other like people in the group?
Um,
Or at least from what you've seen.
so from what I've seen, obviously everyone's a victim, but uh, I usually sometimes say that I'm his favorite because I noticed that um there would be times where he would be in a world with other members and he would drop everything to leave and see me and to be in a private world with me and cuddle with me in VR.
Yeah, this man makes me sick.
Oh no, yeah. Literally like um when we would do that, uh he would like switch to like an avatar of like different characters that I like, okay, you know, and I don't know why, but there's like sometimes he would mention this multiple times about, oh, your heart is racing, or my heart is racing, or I'm so flustered right now, and a bunch of other stuff. Like he would drop a bunch of like love bombs on me, and then almost out of like compliance, I kind of just accept it, or I did the same back. We're like, oh yeah, I care about you too. You're important to me, and I trust you. And he's like, oh my, like he like whenever I said anything along the lines of I love where I trust him, he would tweak the hell out. But there were times where if I asked him like a certain question, or even just out of nowhere, he would leave, um, almost as if I said something wrong, and then he would ghost me, and he wouldn't come back until I begged him, or he wouldn't respond until I begged him.
Yeah, that's textbook manipulator tactics.
This game makes me want to punch him in the face.
Oh, he looks punchable.
Yeah, he looks very punchable. He looks like the
He looks
other
like
YouTube
Mini
predator. Yeah.
He looks like a horseshoe crab in the face, bro. He's a whole ogre from Minecraft.
Wait,
Like,
what does he look like?
He
oh, bro,
looks
he's
like
so
Mini
ugly.
Lad.
So what I did, because since he was trying to separate me from my friends when I introduced him to them, what I would do is that I just kept saying that I had bad connection, that my mom called me, that I had to answer a text message, and that I'm gonna keep disappearing, which was believable because that's happened before realistically already. And when I would pretend to be gone and I would listen in, this man was giving his whole entire speech with the war music in the background about his group. And
Are you
yeah,
serious?
no. In the recording, he literally plays like not war music, right? Claims
Like,
that that's his group's theme music.
like Reich music, like Final Reich?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know the
literally
name.
World War II
Are
music.
you?
Yeah, and he says that that's his theme. That's his theme music. Like is
That is
for his
outlandish.
group.
That is mental.
He
What
was
the?
like, cause he knows that they're like younger, like they're around my age. And he was like, he said, and I quote, "You guys belong to me now.
All
You are
right,
within my care."
that's where we just step off.
And we got that on recording. He was immediately like, "Oh, you guys belong to me now. All three of you are like on your own. All this other bull crap."
This guy makes
Um,
me want to punch him in the face.
literally, and he was like, let me give you an example, kind of like how his love bombing is. The minute they join, he's like, I can already tell by your avatars that you guys are good people. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, our turn.
Yeah, the
wanna
your
fuck
turn
you. I
thing
don't know
makes
why he
me
does
like
that.
viscerally mad.
And
Has the your turn thing like been a thing the entire time? Is that like just one of
wait,
his control tactics?
has the what thing?
Where he like specifically tells people your turn.
Oh yeah. That
Is he
is like
like that in
even if
private as well?
he does that in private as well. There are certain times where like if he gets comfortable enough, he's like, we don't have to speak like this. But here's the thing. When I first met him, mind you, I talk like a freaking surfer dude sometimes. Most of the time. Like I unironically say radical shit. So the thing is even when I was in this group, like still joining the group, I told him I was like, hey, this is gonna be kind of hard for me because I'm not really good at switching up my lingo to sound extremely formal, and I still kind of feel awkward saying my leader, obviously, and sir. Um,
Yeah, that would make somebody uncomfortable.
yeah, and what the thing is, he's like, oh, that's fine. I've made accommodations for people in this group to where you don't have to say it, but he like it's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but he would put you in this position to where you feel so indebted and guilty that even if he says that there's an out, you're not supposed to take his out. You just have to go with what he wants. And the thing is, every single time you join a world, or you join his world, or like he joins a world, you have to do, you have to stand up straight, look at him, and do a salute. And he's like, "You could stop doing your salute, and you may step forward, or whatever."
Yeah, that is so cringe.
Yeah, it is cringy as hell. Um, there are times where obviously I'm distracted, or I would walk away. Bro would scream into his mic to get me. And I've told this man that I've had trauma with screaming. I don't like I don't like being yelled at like that. But it got to the point to where I would literally like shake and get nervous, and I would be quiet and stuff. And it would happen almost immediately the second he yells, even if he's not yelling at me, I still feel yelled at. So like I would almost like I'd close myself off and revert back. And the thing is, right after he would, yell at me. He was like, "Oh, are you okay? Did I say something wrong? It wasn't my yelling. I'm so sorry." Like no, he was saying that like he basically isn't human, and that he shouldn't be referred. He wants to claim that he's Euphorian, and he's acting as if like these members or quote unquote Euphorian aren't
I'm
humans.
not gonna lie, he sounds like a moron.
Yeah, no. There's Lord of the group, and because it's masked as a role play group, and there's of course different creatures that they fight and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. You just go to different VrChat worlds, fight monsters. I don't care. That's fine. I've seen other groups that do that. Um, so there's different class, right? Like, oh, I don't know, you could wield shotguns, or maybe like you can be someone who heals and support their team. That's fine as well. I know this because he was showing me a meme like slander lore video of each type of class and character and monster thing, and he was giving me context to each one. One of the clips was some random furry anime girl, and I was like, "What's the context of this one?" Right? I wish I didn't ask that. In his words, there is a all-female species that is naturally born horny and sexy to any individual, and in his words, they are made to produce soldiers for him.
That is cursed. Holy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And what my fear was is that if you guys are role playing as different characters and different class and different species and all these other things, right? Assuming that there's people pretending to be the monsters that you kill as well in our piece, if there's like uh an inappropriate sexual creature like that, is anybody role playing as that
Oh yeah,
with
probably 100%.
with other people? And I would like to say yes, because my thing is that every time this man is online, there is a 50 like 90% chance that if when you look at his
As a
account,
m-
he's going to be in a sexualized fetishy ass like avatar. Um and there's been times where I have he's requested off of me, or I've joined him, and he forgot to switch his avatar, and he would be in the most inappropriate avatar imaginable. And the thing is, he tries to like pretend like that didn't happen. Or there was this one time where he was in the avatar, and I was laughing. I was like, "Ew, why are you in the avatar? It looks so weird. Like, why are boobs so big? Like, whatever." And he was like, "Stop laughing. Stop abstain from laughter." Ugh. And he got so pissy about it. I'm like,
You already turned.
"Stop. You're turning." Ugh.
And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, Tim Hansen decided to have a sit-down talk with this man. His reaction was pretty priceless. I'm surprised he didn't just leave immediately, but you'll see in the clip he tried to deny everything. The clips speak for themselves, and to the victim, who will remain anonymous throughout this entire ordeal, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry you had to put up with this for so long. I'm glad you reached out, and I'm glad that you were able to separate yourself from this individual. I hope that this doesn't have an everlasting effect on your life, and I hope you go on to live a happy life and stay far away from creeps like this. You got a whole life ahead of you. Don't let sick like this keep you down. Well, Stavi, you ready to have some fun?
What do you mean by that?
Do you know who I am?
Without judgment, I happen to have never met you in my life. Your turn.
Let me introduce myself. Some people call me Tim Hansen. I do investigations on VrChat. And you guys are some interesting people, specifically you yourself. Your turn.
I appreciate it.
So,
Well,
I have a few questions for you, my man. You want to take a seat and have a little bit of a conversation with me? Get a drink, maybe?
I hope this is derivative from Chris Hansen, and that you're doing it for the meme.
I mean, I just meant like literally. You wanna chill out? You wanna answer my questions?
What if I don't? Your turn.
I mean, it'll make you look a lot worse. I'm trying to give you a chance to explain yourself.
Why do I need to?
Well, I mean, there's certain reports, a lot of video evidence, certain things that you've said, things that you've done, screenshots, your face, a lot of things involving you as an adult. I mean, if I was in your situation, I would want to defend myself. Things like I'm attracted to you both ways to a 18-year-old, yelling at you, speak out a line. There's quite a bit of things, brother man. So is it all a power trip? What's it about? What started this group? Another real big question is
this group.
Why the get up?
Excuse me.
Do you wear this outfit that just, I don't know why, it just reminds me of Wolfenstein. Maybe I'm misinterpreting the drip?
Of course you know about Wolfenstein. Without judgment. What now?
I mean,
you expect me to obey you?
No, I just want answers.
You're good at mating, unless it's AI.
No, AI can't. AI can't replicate VrChat quite yet, unfortunately. Another one is telling that you want to ride a ATV with them, take them in your arms, telling you want to move them out someplace where you can all be safe, isolating them. It's kind of a weird concept. I mean, it's not something I would ever do. I mean, the weirdest one to me.
A powerful word.
Oh yeah, I have it all recorded. Another really wild one. Oh yeah, of course. You'll see it soon enough. Trust. Another really wild
soon
one.
Enough, yeah.
Is what's up with the quote where you were like, "I want people to be so dedicated that they would kill their family if I'd say the word."
What the?
This was while talking to 3 months.
I'm not. Huh?
You're not a bad person. Is that what you're gonna say? You got a little too caught up in the RP. I mean, anyone who would yell like, make suggestions towards them, cuddle, that kind of stuff. That's a pretty bad situation, no?
Yeah.
Tell him that you're attracted to him in both ways.
What the I never said that.
No,
Okay,
no,
you're
you
just a
did.
troll. Goodbye.
No, I'm not. Well, guys, thanks for sticking around if you made it this far. Keep an eye out for this weirdo. I'm sure he'll be around on VrChat. I don't think he's going anywhere unless, you know, those proper channels he was reported to do something about him. Hopefully they do. But, yeah, if you ever see something like this, you ever run into an individual like this, don't be afraid to reach out. I love doing everything in my power to remove people like this from this game. They do not need to be on this game surrounded by cupcakes. So, hope you're having a better one than I am. I'm sicker than a dog right now. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to report things, join the Discord. If you want to just hang out and play games, we do that in there as well. Have a great night.